Let's talk about those Twins, shall we? Quick recap from last night. Twins win 3-2 out on the West Coast, late start. Buxton starts the game off with a 2-run bomb, his 18th of the year and 4th in 5 games. He's actually now gone 15 of 32 with 6 home runs in his last 8 games versus the Mariners. Max Kepler adds an insurance run late. Buxton scores on that one. Chris Archer doing Chris Archer things. 4 innings, just 67 pitches, allows just 1 run earned, 4 hits, 3 Ks. It was all up to the relievers from that point on. Twins used a mix of 6 different arms, including Johan Duran in the 8th. He rings up 2 more Ks. Twins play some small ball, win the first of 3. We'll preview the rest of the series, take a look at the AL Central. But Reggie, just your quick thoughts on last night's performance. Not the 12-8 kind of slugfest we've been getting used to seeing.
You know what's interesting is, Rocco seems to be very determined not to pitch Chris Archer very long.
Yes, he does.
I think he's trying to preserve him. And that's cool and all, but then you put the ball in the bullpen, and I think that probably gives fans ulcers because you're just like, oh, my God, here we go. It's just like one of those things where you're just like, all right, where's the Pepto? Because like you've seen it time and time again. And so I think the cool thing about last night was that the bullpen held the lead. Like they decided to do their thing because it's a toss-up with this bullpen. You never know what you're going to get. Like even, we've seen Johan Duran come in and get tagged. And you're just like, oh, my gosh, this dude is human. Like, anybody can get it on that bullpen. And you get scared whenever you start talking about Tyler Duffy because you're just like, oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. No lead is safe. And so for them to hold on 3-2 yesterday, I think that was the most impressive part. And they're so unpredictable because you're just like, okay, you think that they're going to score like 6 to 10 runs in a game and try to, maybe just out-hit a team. And then you play a game like last night where the pitching was there like they were supposed to be, and they win a close ball game 3-2. They won a tight one. And you're just like, wow, like how are they doing this? What's cool is usually the mark of a good team is finding ways to win no matter what. And we've seen this team this year win shutout games. We've seen them blow teams out. We've seen them come back and beat teams. We've seen them win, whoever scores last wins type games. And then we saw what we saw last night, them holding on to a lead. I mean, things would suggest that maybe this Twins team is good. And should I duck? Is there anybody throwing tomatoes?
Come on, knock on wood. Where is it? Knock on wood.
Okay, I got some wood here. I'm knocking on. Okay. But maybe they're good, Luke. Maybe they're good.
I saw an expert on CBS Sports yesterday before the game saying, smash the over, Twins, Mariners, 8.5. It's a gimme. It's a lock. 2 average, maybe above average pitchers, but they're due. This should be a 12-8 kind of game. 3-2. That's what you get. Tonight, it's the return of Joe Ryan, who was put on the COVID list on May 25th. And Sonny Gray will round out the series on Wednesday, who returns from the IL as well. Reggie, don't look now. Twins 3.5 games up in the Central, and now they get their top 2 pitchers back in the rotation as well.
Yeah, and like I said before, Ryan looked good in his rehab start, and Sonny looked good before he went down with the injury. And so what you hope is that they'll just kind of pick up where they left off. And that's a good thing. You don't have your top pitchers out there with, Ryan, Gray, Ober. And we talked about that yesterday. But then when you're able to put a guy out there who's been through the fire a little bit, who knows how to get himself out of trouble, which he did last night, and Chris Archer, like that almost seems like a luxury because it's like, this guy's a veteran pitcher. He knows how to pitch in this league, and everybody else has been hurt but him. And it's probably because Rocco is like, okay, how many pitches is he at?
Where 60? We at here?
Yeah. 60? All right. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. We got to preserve him. Preserve him. And I saw an article, too, just talking about how Archer kind of struggled with some hip type issues. And now, he's been doing Pilates, and that's really kind of helped him. And now, the velocity is up, and, his control is better than it's been in recent years. And he attributes a lot of that to doing yoga and Pilates. And so I'm like, look, hey, whatever works, whatever keeps you out there, But what's funny is, and what the cool thing about getting some reinforcements back, Joe Ryan is coming back, Sonny Gray is coming back, and it looks like the White Sox are imploding. There was a clip going around on Twitter yesterday with Lance Lynn and one of the coaches just going the freak at it. Like, just going at each other, getting into it. Lance Lynn was not happy.
Heated up. Yeah.
You got articles talking about Tony La Russa is getting the Matt Nagy treatment from his own fan base. They're calling for his head. And it's interesting because we see what can happen if a team gets hot. We've seen it with the Phillies. This year, the Atlanta Braves, 11 straight wins, going from like a little bit of a dumpster fire to one of the hottest teams in baseball. And you're just waiting because you see the talent on this White Sox team. You're just waiting for them to finally heat up, get that grill going, and start barbecuing teams. But with all this imploding, it seems like it's happening from the inside going out. Maybe you're just like, I don't know, maybe they're not going to be that good this year. And then you're just competing against the Guardians for that top spot. And like I said, the Guardians are probably the surprise team of the division. I don't know if anybody expected them to be challenging for, the lead in the division. But 3.5 games back right now, like, that's pretty good. And it will behoove of the Twins to keep winning and to keep doing their thing because they're kind of nipping at their heels a little bit. And I don't know if we expected this from them, but they have a great manager and, they have some good pieces on that team. So you're just like, all right, they're doing what maybe you expect them to do when they have a little bit of the pedigree that they have. But I think it's the Twins' division to lose at this point because they're doing what they need to do. Now you get reinforcements back with Ryan and with Gray. It's always sunny in Minnesota, It's always sunny as long as he stays healthy. And now you're like, okay, let's do what we have to do. Maybe we don't have to win these games 10-9, 11-8, or whatever the case may be, because maybe some of this pitching is going to help us not have to do that. And the bats seem to be waking up just in time for the summer.
I mean, obviously so nice to get Joe Ryan, Sonny Gray back, but how about just a moment of reflection and appreciation for what the Twin starters have done filling in for those guys?
Hey.
Devin Smeltzer balling out. I mean, Chris Archer, every chance you give him, just consistent as they come, chewing up 4 to 5 innings, gives the team a chance. Dylan Bundy is a guy, all in all, though, can't say enough about the Twins pitching, saving this team when they needed them the most while the starters and studs were out and the bats went cold, too. You just mentioned it. Little preview, look ahead, AL Central. Don't look now. Guardians, not the White Sox. We're in second place behind the Twins, 3.5 games back. White Sox remain 6 games back after a win last night. But again, just seems like their stock, as you mentioned, starting to slowly plummet in the wrong direction. First 61 games in the book. Twins are 36-27 with reinforcements on the way. Twins have 2 more with Seattle, then stay on the West Coast versus the Diamondbacks, then have 8 games of their next 11 versus the division rival Cleveland Guardians. So things are going to get real here when that stretch comes up for sure in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. Joe Ryan again set to hit the mound for the first time in over 3 weeks tonight. Another late one, first pitch, 9:10. Rest assured, Reggie and I will be back here tomorrow to break all that action down.